we wrap up this edition of Late Night Health, we go to Hollywood, California. There's a plaque there, Daryl. It said Mark Alyn was born here, not far from where our next guest is.
I haven't seen that plaque.
You haven't?
No.
It's at the Hollywood Grauman's Chinese. No, I was born about 4 or 5 miles from there. Anyway, another story, another time. We go to Dr. Holly Lucille. Dr. Lucille is a naturopathic doctor. She's an RN, and she is talking to us today about teas. And, you know, everybody in this country has heard about teas, and there's all kinds of teas. There's white tea. There's green tea. There's even red tea now. And, of course, the most famous is the black tea. My favorite is Earl Grey. I like Earl Grey. Mm-hmm. And Dr. Lucille, is tea really healthy for you?
Oh, my gosh. You know, I believe so, yes. I think it's an understatement, actually, because, you know, I've always been a big, hey, let's use food as medicine, right? Because I know that food in our culture especially can be, I say, causative when it comes to health conditions and ails that folks are having.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, and it also can be curative. And so I'm always asking people to sort of look at their food in a way as medicine, and at least be aware of what you're putting in your body. Is it nourishing you? Is it fueling you? Or is it taking you down? And then I've just taken it a step further, and I believe that it's the same thing with your beverage, right? You can use your beverage as your medicine, and teas have been around for centuries, so many years, and they've been, they're so medicinal. They're plants. I mean, if you look at it that way. So think about plant medicine or botanical medicine. So many medicinal qualities in teas, and it's so easy to get them in your body.
Let's go back to food as medicine. Food is also unmedicine.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, one of God's greatest creations is bacon. I mean, there is nothing better to me than bacon. I have to bring you some bacon chocolate ice cream.
Oh, my God.
Really decadent, really good. But we know it's not healthy for us.
Well, it's true. You know, I sometimes do say everything in moderation, including moderation, so every so often. But yes, I do believe that we've taken it to the nth degree, especially with that very tasty food product called bacon. Yeah.
I mean, it's amazing. It really is.
There's bacon-wrapped bacon. There's bacon-wrapped almost everything. There's bacon-wrapped, chocolate, as you said.
Right.
Bacon chocolate ice cream.
Over the holiday weekend, I had an adult beverage, and it had, instead of a stirring stick, a strip of bacon.
Yeah. So, okay, herein lies our issue, right, part of it. And that's why it's so great. So, okay, you had the holiday weekend, you had your adult beverage, which I'm sure it had a little bit more than bacon that kind of wanted to take you down a couple notches. Mm-hmm. But then you have the opportunity, while you're sitting at your desk and you're doing these interviews and you're creating great radio, to make a difference, to even out the score, to balance it out. And that's exactly what I'm all about. You know, people don't have to just be 100% perfect. There are so many things, of course, that we could talk about regarding what's healthy, but we live in this modern day. There are so many toxins around us on a daily basis. I mean, I just read an article from the New York Times, and it was absolutely amazing because it was from 2 major medical organizations. And I've been talking about these common daily environmental toxins for a long, long time. A lot of people have. But these are 2 major medical organizations that really are, honestly, one of the quotes said that babies are being born pre-polluted. That is how...
Pre-polluted?
Pre-polluted. That is how pervasive these environmental toxins are. They're fat-soluble, but they pass through our skin. They certainly can pass on to our unborn babies when moms are pregnant and not taking... So this is my thing, on a daily basis, let's just fight it. You know, the art of tea detoxing, we can call it. You know, you can use your beverage as your medicine, and I think it's very effective, and I think it's necessary.
There was many years ago, I did a series of interviews on chelation therapy where you could remove some of these toxins. Is that the same kind of thing with tea therapy?
Well, you know, absolutely. It's all about a couple different things. First of all, increasing our awareness regarding the facts at hand, okay? Second of all, it's reducing exposure where you can, meaning eating more organic, decreasing your exposure to plastics and pesticides and car exhaust. And we've heard a lot about the receipts, the BPA on the receipts that, of course, we're getting when we use our credit cards to buy things, et cetera. And then the third thing is, yes, get toxins out. Open up. The old word is your emunctories. Open them up. And tea can help do that. There's a great synergistic tea blend. You mentioned black tea. We used to have a code word for red wine, and we called it red tea.
Huh.
But there's fit
the red tea. Red tea is also from South Africa.
Yeah, well, and fit tea actually has a tea in it that is responsible for its red color, and it's really so appealing. It's just lovely. But fit tea is a blend of these synergistic teas that have synergistic health benefits. And it is, I said it the first time, and it was no pun intended, but now that I've said it once, I can't claim that anymore. It really is my cup of tea. It's what I do every morning. I try to just sort of make sure I'm getting, at least using my beverage as my medicine, and getting a chance to even the playing field with all of these environmental toxins. Because you know what? They're getting in the way of our health, and they're getting in the way, this is what I see the most, with our weight loss desires. And that's what can get really frustrating.
And we are in the middle of not only a national, but a worldwide epidemic of becoming fat.
Well, that's the thing. And there's folks like you that are interviewing great people out there. We've got these pop wellness doctors on TV all the time. Shoot, there's talking heads like myself. So how could it be that the information is out there and available to us more and more, but it's almost like it's corresponding to that obesity issue being even more of a problem? And so it's my sort of personal health professional desire to get into that gap and understand what is going on there. Where is that disconnect? Why do we have so much great information out there and our chronic health issues, including obesity and being overweight, are still on the rise?
Our guest is Dr. Holly Lucille, and you can take a look at her by going to drhollylucille.com and take a look at all kinds of things. We'll have her picture on our website. We'll also have a link to her website and some information about Dr. Holly on our show, on the Late Night Health website coming up. Let's talk about the different kinds of teas in the next few moments here, and that is, green tea. There's green tea ice cream. There's matcha green tea. There's all kinds of these green teas.
Yeah.
I know that having done some work about 10 years ago, some video production and hosting a TV show on green tea, that there are polyphenols. Come on, help me out.
Polyphenols.
That's it, polyphenols. And they are a super antioxidant.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes. And if you want to talk about polyphenols, yes, one of the epigallocatechin gallate. I don't encourage your listeners to say that at home. You can just abbreviate it as EGCG. But as far as green tea is concerned, especially as it's blended in this synergistic tea blend called fit tea, it is definitely responsible for having the ability to, yes, reduce oxidative stress, yes, slow the aging process, but speeds up our metabolism. It reduces the formation of fat cells, and it increases fat burning. And guess where these toxins are held in our body? They're held in our fat cells. So green tea is a major player in fit tea. I love it being there. It's I would say it's the star of the show, but they all work together so well.
Synergistically.
Synergistically. Yep. I love that. I love even when natural products come out with ingredients that I know are beneficial from several different ways, modalities to get the job done, because then people aren't taking this, that, and the other thing, and then compliance goes down the toilet. It's the synergistic combination of ingredients that really participate together and get the job done that I love.
What about coffee? There are studies coming out almost every day about coffee, saying coffee isn't bad for us.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, first of all, what's really important, I think, in talking about the research on anything is that we can't assume a homogeneous population. We just can't. I know from reading the research and certainly having a very active practice that everybody is biochemically different, and our lifestyles can downregulate and upregulate the way that we metabolize things. That's mostly through our liver. And so what's important is definitely to take a look at the research. But, some of the things that I've seen regarding coffee is that, well, first of all, it needs to be organic. Because when you talk about reducing exposure, the coffee crop is one of the ones that will just act like a sponge when it comes to being sprayed with pesticides and fungicides and herbicides. And then you, of course, shoot hot water through that. And what do? You basically have this big cup, if it's not organic, of these environmental endocrine disruptors, hormone disruptors, these toxins. And so important to be organic, but then also, from what I've seen from the meta-analysis, making sure that it's filtered through a paper filter. Because then there's all these other gadgets, right, where they're plastic in general. You're shooting hot water through this plastic. Plastic contains what?
The more of that junk.
That's right. And so that's the idea of, yes, definitely, but you want to get into the details and you want to decrease exposure whenever you can.
In picking a tea, fit tea is a blend of a number of teas. What if I just want to have one tea? What would be the tea to drink? Well,
okay, so the thing about fit tea, though, is that it comes in one little tea bag. All these teas together in a tea bag, in a mesh tea bag. So it's all already blended for you. So you've got the oolong, increases metabolism as well. It actually has been proven to increase alertness and cognitive function without that kind of a caffeine rush. The ginger tea, which we know ginger is great for thermogenesis, yes, but also an anti-inflammatory. It's got the birch tea in there. So all of these together, and it's just like this tea blend. So even if you look at it in the palm of your hand, it's got all these different colors, all these different shapes of leaves. It's just really, really lovely.
In looking at all these teas, I eat and drink for flavor, for taste.
Yeah.
Are there any teas that you personally don't like the taste of, but you drink it anyway?
I'm such a bad person to ask because I've been in this field for so long. I have gotten myself confused as to what I actually really enjoy and what is actually just darn good for me. So you could probably give me a piece of cardboard and tell me something about it, and I'd go, oh my gosh, that's so good. So I'm a horrible person to ask. I completely admit it. I'm a big fan of eating right for your type, but it's worked in my practice, and I had a personal sort of testimonial regarding avoiding some of my avoid foods. And so I get confused there. I'm like, do I not like mushrooms, or are they just on my avoid list? And so I try to be at least aware and take responsibility for that.
I love mushrooms. We're going to take some time out.
Okay.
We are, of course, broadcasting from the Wayne Estate in Wayne Manor in Ventura, California. I'm looking out at a persimmon tree, an organic persimmon tree that produces wonderful persimmons. And if I can reach that high, I may take some again today. But they are way up there. When we come back, we will continue with our guest, Dr. Holly Lucille, and talk more about tea therapy. Join us at latenighthealth.com. Lots going on there and lots of great information. latenighthealth.com. More coming up. Don't go away. Holly and I will be right back.
Have you ever needed a flashlight and reached into a drawer to find your flashlight is dead, and then go to put in new batteries only to find the insides are all corroded? Now Hybrid Light has created a solar-powered flashlight that requires no batteries and also charges your cell phone. Hybrid lights are durable, waterproof, and hold a charge in the dark for up to 7 years, and perfect for any emergency or everyday use. Now you can get your own Hybrid Light today for only $34.95, and if you mention health, you'll receive a Hybrid Light headlamp absolutely free. That's our durable Hybrid Light with a free headlamp for only $34.95. A value of $60, only $34.95. Call us today at 800-297-8109. That's 800-297-8109 to get this special Hybrid Light offer today. 800-297-8109, 800-297-8109. In the promo code box, type in HELP. 800-297-8109.
If you're struggling to pay or haven't been making your student loan payments, listen carefully to this urgent alert. Have you been out of school for 10 or more years and you're still making your student loan payments? Are your student loans past due or even in default? Can't go back to school because of an old student loan problem? We can help you if you qualify. Your student loans can be taken out of default. We can stop the wage garnishments, stop the collection calls, and stop the seizure of your tax refund. Give yourself a break. Stop the stress and see if we can help you reduce your student loan payments. One quick 10-minute call could solve them right now. So call the Student Loan Helpline now.
800-419-2201. 800-419-2201. 800-419-2201. That's 800-419-2201.
This is a fee-based document preparation service to help you access free government programs. Call for complete details. Not available in all states.